Bible handout update. I am at work. I'm on my lunch. Here is my farm buggy. So I wanted to talk about it. I actually woke up this morning with enough energy to get ready and go. I got to the venue about an hour before I needed to go to work. And when I got there, I set an alarm for 12:20, which would give me time to get to my bus stop, which would have worked okay, but I set for 12:20 in the morning, so I missed that. But because of that, I gave away 2 additional Bibles, and I think they were important. I did 11 total, plus some tracts, various gospel packets. I had a visit from Metro PD because I was working near a bus stop, and they just kind of sat there and watched me, and I walked over and I was smiling, and I said hi, I'd like to give you something, and I gave them a packet and some tracts, the policeman tracts I always talk about, and I always carry them on me, and so they were very happy to get it. So they just kind of sat and watched the show for a while, and then I just had the sign. And what I basically do is I just stand there, and I had 2 milk crates full of Bibles next to me, and I would just smile and wave at people, and I do it like this, and I smile, and I had a couple guys. It was guys, interestingly, mostly all men today, and they were like, look, and I would smile and wave and encourage them to come over, and they did. That was very cool. And the one gentleman, he was about 60, and he was obviously, in a bad situation. And he said, I love God, I love His Word, but I'm homeless. I can't give a Bible to Carrot Needs. I said, I got you, boss. And I went to work, and I handed him something. He's like, what's this? And it was a Ziploc quart bag. It had and I asked him, are you a King James man? He said, yes, I am. So it had a King James Bible Promise Book, and it had a King James New Testament in there. And I also was able to get a Amazing Life of Jesus in there also. Now, what I would have ideally done is, I had the Help From Above booklet, which I think was a little more appropriate for a guy who's unhoused. But I couldn't find them this morning. They were in the bottom of the box, and I was in a hurry. So I just went with the Amazing Life of Jesus. I figured that's what God wanted me to do. So that's what I did. And he was very happy to get it, and especially when I gave him some hot hands. So that's the thing. You have to service all the needs of the recipient, not just spiritual only, not just physical only, but spiritual and physical. So I actually have some more coats on here. I haven't had any takers. But, there, if somebody needs it. And I think I have more hot hands. I might get some before I leave tonight. So so that went really well. I felt really good about that. And then there were a couple of young men who just, I get a lot of these guys, actually, at my various venues. The young men, they're just kind of on the line between good and evil, for lack of a better word. They're, older teens, young 20s. They got to make some choices in their life, which way they're going to go, which road to take. And here I am. So it's always a very extreme honor to give anybody a Bible, but especially these guys. And they were kind of a little reluctant, but they came over and they got Bible, and they were really happy to get them. And one guy specifically wanted a small Bible, which I had, and thank God I have a good selection of small white Bibles, big Bibles, different translations. And I would just encourage people, hey, come have a look, see what you like, shop all you want, take whatever looks good. And they would. So that's good. And God is going to, bless that. And they're going to get what's right for them. So I do need more Bible Promise books. But so that went really well. And I realized, I've seen a lot of buses go by. Wait a minute, what time is it? And I had missed the bus I'd been trying to catch. So I went over to that bus stop, and I realized I still had about 20 minutes. So I set up with a sign again, and I handed out another Bible. But before I moved, there was a young man who came up to me and he was laughing at me, and I really don't care. And he said, "What all do you have?" And I said, "Bibles." He said, "Oh, you don't have any." And he said, "I'm a Muslim." I said, "Oh, I've got something for you." And God just told me this, he's the one. Because I had an Arabic New Testament that I've been carrying around for a while now. And God told me he's it. So I gave it to him. He's like, "What's this? The Quran?" I said, "Huh? Wait." I said, "Take it home and have a look at it." He said, "Oh, okay, I will." And he got in this van with these other guys. And I could hear him saying, "I think I might have just made a big mistake." And then they drove off. I feel like I kind of threw a hand grenade there, but because once the word of God gets into somebody, nothing else satisfies. So that was very cool. And then I came to work. So that was it. So that was a handout. And for my lunch, I decided to celebrate with some McDonald's. That's it.